Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Jasper Logan with Kellams from KUAF. And this is the Lunch Hour Podcast, where we highlight local artists and local businesses in the area. And so today we have Baang with us, and we have Jerrmy from WoodStone Craft Pizza.
Yeah, special shout out to KUAF for allowing us to do this.
And everybody, are we good to go? We're just gonna dive right into this. So,
yeah. And when Jasper and I were talking about this conversation, the first thing I said to Jasper is, these two guys have something in common where they take their art, I consider culinary art, and infuse it with community. And it reminded me, Jerrmy, the first time I talked to you for an interview was at the old Greenhouse Grill location. We were going through and you were talking about your dreams and what you wanted to do. And there was a sign up that said, be the change you want the world to experience, or you get the gist. Yep. And I'm wondering how that has continued to influence you in what you do and the food you make.
Yeah. Great opener there, Kyle. Great opener. Nice and heady. I think that ethos is held true in most decisions, from environmentalism to the kind of food, what we want to eat, and then like music incorporation and community involvement. So I think the beginning of that little restaurant was also just sitting around like, why isn't there a place I can get just this little clean, fresh food? Let's do it. And then there was like, why isn't there a place that hosts music inside? Let's do it. Why isn't there a place that can hold a fundraiser, donates, feeds people that are hungry? So it's just like doing it. But then you needed a vehicle, and you needed like the sticks and bricks and a conduit to make the change. So that's always been kind of the inspiration. It's like, we have to keep this going for a paycheck, sure, and feed the kids. But ultimately, it's the conduit to be able to like be part of the community and do stuff.
And Baang, does that ethos work for your art as well?
I mean, nail on the head. I can't even say nothing after that. Like, seriously, I mean, when you focus on community, everything else takes care of itself, you know. Quite similarly, when I came here, I was in school, went to college, and then I wanted to do music right after. And our music isn't as widely accepted here, that being like hip-hop and that style. And so you quickly realize, like, you have to kind of make the waves, and you have to create your own spaces in order to, like, engage. And it's cool because you see that other people want to do the same thing that you want to do. And so, like, yes, that ethos is spot on.
That's super interesting, because you already have, like, your name, Baang, is, like, kind of a ethos and mantra that you live by. Can you explain that too?
Yeah, so Baang in and of itself stands for believe, aspire, achieve, now go. And so, like, that nickname came from my older brother, but it quickly gained popularity. And so, like, once I realized that it was something that people wanted to kind of, like, rally behind, I wanted to give it that community and that connection feel, and just, like, that entire, just lifestyle, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so,
when Greenhouse opened, that was a rarity here.
Right.
And you're talking about, this is an area that hip-hop is not the most prevalent. And so did either of you face uphill battles in that? Like, you're not fast food through a window. You're not the traditional music found in the Ozarks.
Sure. I mean, all the time.
Yeah.
Gotta have a short memory and just keep moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, and seriously, you're always gonna experience some rub and maybe some resistance just because things are new, right? And we're afraid of what's new sometimes. But the more you can present something in a respectful and a nicely put together manner. I'm not saying you have to shrink yourself, but you can show people like, oh, you're afraid because you're not used to this. But no, we can put on really good shows where everybody has a good time, nobody gets hurt. And guess what? It's quality music. You know what I mean? And I think the more you can give people that sample by sample, then the better they'll be able to receive what, you have to offer.
Yeah, 100%. It is the training. And like, you open the door and be very welcoming, and this vibe that you're putting out is very important, because you realize that every person that's walking through into the show might be their first time or not. You don't know. First time are you visiting my restaurant from a big city where you're used to this food, or you're not? It doesn't matter. Sure. You're just a human rolling in. And I need to like open the door, open my hands, create a vibe, set the tone, and welcome you. And yeah, somewhat like break the ice and train, and just like, and allow what happens next.
They pay attention when I speak my mind, set the tone without even trying. God chose me to see.
so I could lead the blind. Songs like Psalms, my palm right. You read the rhymes, highway to heaven, I'm here, cause I ain't read the signs. Oh well, we gon' figure it out. Kids eat free if you want me count them figures out. I lost so many loved ones, I can't count them on my fingers now. Fell asleep in Dallas, woke up Cali, we at in and out. Made a quick fold, time to go, yeah, we in and out. Rims like the rent cycle, clean when they spinning out. How you speak down on someone, but you on the couch eating off your mom and them. Listen, boy, get out the house. Back when JD and Bow Wow tried to make it bounce, mom tried to write a check, hoping she ain't make it bounce. Used to give me money, praying, honey, please make it count. Ma, you know I will. Call my jeweler, got a gold smile. I'm shining now. Really, that's the culture, and I love it because I'm from the South. I just want to feed the fam. Some of y'all just want the clout. None of that's my business, though. Just know I ain't with it, though. Trying to spin like a tornado. Until then, we laying low. Used to think I love you. Now I struggle. What you take me for? Used to pray to God, feel in trouble. What you make me for? How you want my color and my culture, but you hate me, though. Brother, I'm your brother. You my brother. What you hate me for? I fall back like I fainted on him. I could spot a clown when I see it, it's painted on him. Know I should have took off, but I didn't, I waited on him. Storing up my blessings, now the heavens is raining on him. I'm young Rizai, Slim Papa, El Capitana. Music make these ladies want to mamba, but miss me with that yapping, cause that's capping and that's rah-rah. I'm coolin', no worries. Hakuna Matata. Time and time again, I try to tell him it's my season. Got it out the mud, now we finally breaking even. I'm so glad you caught the check on me, baby, yeah. I just really want that check on me, baby, yeah. I don't really know what's next for me. Look, I don't really know what's next for me. Yeah, feel like the only thing I know is where I'm from, and that's a fact. Even though I love the bottom, I ain't never going back. Now y'all can clap. Thank y'all so much for coming. Again, like my boy Jasper said, make some noise for yourselves for braving the storm and being out here. Come on, give it up for yourselves, man. Yeah, special shout out to KUAF for allowing us to do this. I'm gonna be really quick, you guys. I go by the name of Baang. That's Baang with 2 A's. It's an acronym for Believe, Aspire, Achieve, Now Go. And yeah, I'm gonna perform some songs for y'all. If this is your first time seeing me, make some noise real quick. Okay? If you've seen me perform before, make some noise real quick. Okay, got a pretty mixed bag. Forget everything you know, all right? Take everything that you had in your mind and just drop it because we're gonna do something brand new. I'm gonna be real brief with this explanation. So you guys, I decided I wanna do 3 of my favorite songs just like that first one. Just no music, just a cappella, poetry slam style. So snap it up for that. I've been thinking a lot lately, and I've been in that space of life where I've just been reconnecting and trying to reground myself. And one of the things that helps me do that is writing. And before I was ever making music, I fell in love with poetry, and I fell in love with writing stories. And so, yeah, I decided to just do some of my favorite ones like this. It's very vulnerable and difficult, so I need you guys to cheer. Even if you don't like it that much, just cheer so I can feel good about myself. My critical mind was saying, who do you think you are, Maya Angelou? And I'm like, no, I just want to do some poems. So anyways, this first song is called Swipe, and I wrote this song when I was in college. And like many of the great college students before me, I was broke. And so this is a song about a time where I wanted to put some gas in my friend's car because she was so kind to let me drive it. Shout out to Kennedy. And gas was like $2.30, guys, and I didn't even have $2.30 for the car. And so it was raining at that point. I dropped to my knees in like 90s boy band fashion. I'm crying in the rain because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't be broke like this forever. But as discouraged as I was met with this same level of encouragement because hard times don't last always. So anyways, this song is called Swipe. I swipe my card and pray for the best. It's gonna be another minute before I get a check. Mama saying save some money, I ain't get it yet. My daddy said he sent some money, I ain't get it yet. I've been out here on my own trying to make it stretch. Stars in line, I'm just waiting till they all connect. I'm in line and I'm telling you we coming next. I'm not lying when I'm telling you we coming next. That's on the set, I swipe my card and pray for the best. It's gonna be another minute before I get a check. My mama saying save some money, I ain't get it yet. My daddy said he sent me money, I ain't get it yet. I've been out here on my own trying to make it stretch. Stars in line, I'm just waiting till they all connect. I'm in line and I'm telling you we coming next. I'm not lying when I'm telling you we coming next. Look, I swipe my card with my fingers crossed. Or with decline, that's okay, just let me wipe it off. 5:30 in the morning, message from my boss. I don't know what she be on because she know I'm off. Should I take the other shift or should I take the loss? I can't wait for Earth to shift because we taking off. It don't happen for no reason if you didn't know. It's gonna happen in due season if you didn't know. Pull up to the stove, swipe my card, and pray for the best. I got pain, I got things to get off my chest. Gigi told me keep on grinding because they notice it. Jizzle told me keep on grinding till they notice it. I've been living because my God keeping me from death. If I follow in his steps, I'm forever kept. I'm in line and I'm telling you we coming next. I'm not lying when I'm telling you we coming next. So in this part of the song, a friend of mine goes on this rant and he's like, man, I don't care if you don't got no money. I don't care if you don't got high quality videos. If I like the music, I'ma listen to it. Which, snap it up for that because, real art matters, And so I'll put him in the actual song and then the last verse is, let me clarify a couple fables. I'm not in conversation with no labels. They won't put me in a stable. I am about that business if you bring it to the table and we tell them watch the vision, but they busy watching cable. I can hear them saying everybody ain't able, but I would beg to differ. Everybody don't want it. If Christ said you could and Christ said you would, it's not even a discussion. It's like you already done it. We don't care about numbers, if they peak or if they plummet. It's all part of the plan and everything's still gonna function. Everybody gonna eat. We treat it just like a luncheon. I heard you ain't trying to feast. It's cool because I brought my lunch in. I've been with the squad since Stevie Francis was dunking, Slim Thugger was bumping, and everybody was crumping. When Chris Brown may run it, we was trying to run it up. Fast forward 10 years, we finally coming up. All right, you can clap now. How we feeling? How we feeling? This thumbs up? Keep going? Okay, yeah? I love you too, sweet friend.
Let's talk about creating just a little bit. Because if you're writing music, if you're coming up with a recipe, is it a solo endeavor? Do you need space just by yourself? Do you need action around you?
You want to go first? I feel like I'm hogging all the questions.
No, you're good. I think you're nailing it. I think the similarities in art is one thing, but the medium of music and creation and culinary, and then I also participate in music creation, so I can feel it. I think it's depending on the mood. Sometimes I don't want help. Sometimes I'm on a riff, I have a thought, and I'll just go with it. But then other times, having a collaborative team around makes things happen quicker, faster, and you're just you're again opening yourself up to but sometimes that vulnerability, no, I'm gonna hold it close until it's there.
Yeah, same. It goes in waves. I think inspiration does have to come from somewhere, and some of the best places is a mastermind group, which is just I read this concept, super fascinating. So I have a mind, obviously you have a mind, you have a mind, but when we come together and collaborate, we each contribute to a new mind that we wouldn't have had we all been alone. Because your thoughts plus my thoughts are going to equal completely new thoughts. And so in a lot of ways, yes, you need to kind of be in community where you can have that creative expression. But I mean, just as my brother said right here, sometimes you need to be alone and just kind of flesh things out. And, you want to kind of hold your stuff a little bit sacred and near and dear. But yeah, it just kind of goes in both ways.
When it's hard for you to be creative, what do? How do you get out of that funk?
Scream.
Say scream?
Yeah, scream.
Try that.
Scream. Yeah. That's a really good question. I think it's also our responsibility as artists to find out what gets your gears going and what makes you tick. And so, if you like to travel, then you got to travel. If you like nature, you got to get out in the woods. If you haven't seen family in a while, go see your family. So if it's hard to be creative, then you got to be very intentional with things that might spark that. And it's hard sometimes because you can do all the things and it still won't come. You know what I mean? Because you don't get to decide. You can't choose. But what you can do is show up. And what you can do is just put your best foot forward every day.
Yeah, 100% echo there. You have to be self-aware enough to see it coming, feel your cup empty, and not recognize and how are you going to fill it up? Because you got to get the job done, be it a job, a record, a show coming up, whatever it is, and just for self-preservation to have a full cup in life. We get to do it once.
Well, let me ask about self-preservation and overextending, because I know the two of you are, and Jasper and I too, you can have a million ideas and you can have them going. I think at one point, Jerrmy, you may have had 3 or 4 locations going at once. You've got a family, you're involved in Roots, you're involved in community activity. You've got a lot of things going on. How do you know when you're doing too much and you need to have some self-care? I I'm asking for me, actually.
Not great at that. My wife helps me with that for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look in the mirror here. You're going. And there's smoke coming out of your ears. And you think you can do it all. And maybe you will.
Yeah.
But how, to what, degree of success, and how well are you doing it? And is it good for you? Yeah. I think with age, it's like dialing that in like a soundboard, bringing the levels up and keeping it tuned in, because then I'll be more productive and do more things better instead of a bunch of things, half-hearted and half-assed.
I'm curious about you because hip hop and especially now and the way music is consumed, it's quick. It's quick. People are dropping albums
Feed the
every
monster.
day. You can record an album on your phone and then distribute it to the world instantly.
Sure.
And so how do you keep up with that while also maintaining a healthy artistic pace?
Sure, yeah. One thing that I'm kind of a mantra that I'm holding on to these days is how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so what that means is if you're not balanced in your work life, you're not going to be balanced in your family life or your home life or your individual. And I think personally boundaries is what I would call it. It's just knowing when you're going too far, doing too much. It's a forever learning thing. Mm-hmm. And so I wish I could tell you right now, all you have to do is this, but that'll change tomorrow. You know what I mean? And so I think in my experience, what's helped a lot is trying to be present and really just kind of dialing in with myself and my emotions and saying okay, what does a healthy bang look like? How do I operate when, I notice that when I'm overwhelmed and I have a lot of irons in the fire, I'm dissociating. I'm more distracted. I'm not as intentional with my family. And so it's kind of starting in my experience with kind of knowing where you want to be or what you want to accomplish and what you want yourself to look like. I don't want to be, tired every time you call me and I can't hang out because I've done 10 jobs. You know what I mean? And so that's where it starts. Just kind of knowing your limitations and just knowing what's yours and what's not. Some people will try to give you tasks and it's as much as I would love to help, that's not mine to own, you know what I mean? And so just learning.
Are you good at saying no?
Yeah.
No. better, but no.
You guys are maybe a generation apart. I'm just guessing.
28.
Older than 28.
Yes, older than 28. 46.
Wow. So I'm wondering, because you mentioned age and wisdom. So I'm wondering what you think in the 18 years since you've been 28, you've figured out, learned, understood.
Please tell me.
You're doing good. Yeah. I think wisdom, I don't think age and wisdom correlate. I think there's some very wise young people and some very unwise older people, especially currently. But ultimately, I think that there's growth, and then there's this self-awareness and how much you're tuning into the growth and the wisdom, how important that is. That statement he was just talking about is I'm no good to anybody if I'm not good to myself. This is age-old, Buddhism and everything, just to keep things in balance, then you're more. When you're trying to conquer the world as a young person or think you are, it's just when you're a young teen, you're can't wait to be out of the house, can't wait to be on your own. But you get out there and you realize oh, this is hard and not as glamorous as I thought it was. I think that continues to go on. So having just the self-awareness to be present where you are right now and just be you and do you is the wisdom. That's what I've learned. It's just you can only do so much. You might as well just be as present as you can for these experiences, because this is all going to change and be gone someday anyway.
And what would you tell to a 10-year-old? You've got 18 years on.
Wow. Little backstory. I had to do this exercise in therapy where my counselor instructed me to do just that.
Really?
Yeah, it was brutal and liberating, but so challenging. But yeah, just go back to my 10-year-old self and what would I say? And it was that. It was literally just do you. And as long as you're true to yourself, things figure themselves out as you go. And you don't want to look up and look in the mirror and be I can't recognize this person. You know what I mean? As things kind of pick up and as we're pulled in different directions, my biggest fear is kind of looking at myself and saying I don't recognize you anymore. But if you continue to remain true to yourself and true to your convictions and honest with how you feel and honest with the people that you care about, then it's a lot harder to get lost in the sauce. And so that would be the just advice, if any, is just, remain true to yourself and see it through. I think when we set up unrealistic expectations, my boy was saying here, you can change the world immediately, or you're gonna get out the house and things are just gonna go exactly like you want. That's kind of unrealistic, and you're met with such opposition that it's easy to kind of stifle what you want to do. But if you just kind of perpetuate this mindset of do what you can, be authentic, be genuine, and let everything else take care of itself, then like I said, I think it's a lot easier. I mean, harder to get kind of thrown off track.
I like the idea of being true to yourself. And I want to kind of switch the conversation from the creative side to the business side. I think as artists, like, it can get hard to remain true to yourself when you have to focus on, like, the business too, and, like, making a check, bringing home, like, the bottom line. How do you guys keep that balance of this is artistically and creatively something that I want to do and that I'm passionate about, but also this is how I can, like, make money off of it?
Sure. I'm not the best at it.
Hey, I have partners in businesses, and I would think that they lean that side, so that helps.
Yeah.
Mastermind.
Sure.
It definitely helps keep you course correct when you're falling off, because creative, ultimately, sometimes I think that our passions and our creativity, if you make it your business, they can drain each other. Sure. So when you're not successful at a thing that's passionate, because it's also your paycheck, how does that reflect on your art? Is it not good enough? Am I not good enough? This isn't working. I have to change it now.
That's good, yeah.
Versus, like, if you can somehow, well, my art is good. This is my passion is straight, and I'm gonna have to find a line in there. And sometimes they don't coexist. That not everybody can do both. And some people, Billie Eilish is just like, it may be killing her to be, like, so passionate and just being a superstar at this point that, like, it might start draining the passion and draining the creativity out of it. I don't know her, or if that will. Like, she's young. But ultimately, finding that line, and then back to, like, support from other people, and then sometimes surrendering. It's like, that isn't going to work as much as I love the idea, but it's not going to make any money. It's actually going to cost money and time. And then you just have to, like, either pin it for later, redefine it, find support, but that also makes you a little hungry for, like, if I really want this thing to be accomplished, this festival is one of them. It's just like, for years it wasn't making any kind of sense or money. We just kept doing it because it was so much passion involved, but it changed the way we know we have to think about this different. We have to monetize things different, operate different, and before long get it to a place that it is successful and sustainable.
Sure.
Or just would have went away.
What about you?
If he gives a great elaborate answer, let's just go to the next question. Don't expect me to. Only thing I'll add is, I mean, you helped me with this, believe it or not. You had an album, 2017, Success. Yeah. Was that around that time?
Yeah.
But I think another big part of that is just defining what success looks like for you. Yeah. Because, I mean, it can be, 1,000 different things to 1,000 different people. And so kind of deciding what, it might not be me writing a Grammy-winning song. It might just be me being able to pay my bills off of music. And so I think once you know that target, then you know what you have to do. Right now, Apple Music is going to pay half a penny per stream. I mean, like, you guys should look at the analytics. It's ridiculous. So artists right now are making the majority of their money off of, merchandise, which I got a brand, check out this one, you know what I mean? Like, zoom in on that. But, artists are they're gonna make their money doing a whole bunch of different things. And so, like, to bring the business in, my favorite thing might be just sitting down writing songs. Well, if that's not what I'm making the most money doing, then I do have to preserve this sanctuary and this space of this, element of creativity here, but I also have to supplement, and I gotta eat and I gotta feed the family. And so, like, I might have to go harder in the merchandise. I might have to look at more collaborative opportunities to do stuff, with other organizations in order to kind of bring money in. So I think it's just a checks and balance, and like I said, mainly defining what success is and kind of trying to hit that target.
I've got one last question that kind of revolves around our community, however you want to define it, Northwest Arkansas and the Arkansas River Valley and Central Arkansas, the state, sure, the Ozarks, whatever. We're not the hotbeds that people think of nationally, internationally for music. We're not LA, New York, Atlanta, New Orleans, San Francisco. We're growing. Sure. We've got things. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Is there either a dream or, oh, shoot, I wish I would have gone, or maybe I can go to one of these bigger cities? Or are you happy here?
I'm pumped to be here. I mean, my friends ask me, rightfully so, every month, when are you moving to Dallas? When are you moving to LA? I'm not shouting out no more cities because I love Northwest Arkansas. But, like, it's such a beautiful, almost like Renaissance period here because there's so much art and there's so much culture. You know what I mean? Like, it's not in your face and it hasn't been completely tapped into yet like I think it will be, but it's here and I can see it, you know what I mean? And so, like, when I think about dreaming and what the future looks like, it just makes me excited because I'm like, all someone needs to do is, like, see this. You know what I mean? There's tons of talented musicians. There's tons of great painters and there's tons of upcoming chefs and, you know what I mean, like culinary kids who want to just really invest in this area who are passionate about Northwest Arkansas, And so as temptation arises to just kind of flee, it grounds me even more because I'm like, this is going to be, it's already a cool place, but it's going to be so much cooler in the next 3, 4, 5 years when I think this merging of cultures and I think this marrying of everything that's here is kind of put in the forefront. I'm seeing it happen now, and so I'm excited to be on the groundwork of that.
That's good. Glad you're here. I mean, I feel like it's been a blank-ish canvas with lots of, like, great structure happening. Humbly, I think I've been here and part of somewhat of the painting and shaping of certain things. But I'm excited because it is kind of like a flower that's blooming. And we all get to kind of contribute, which you don't get to do in some big cities. It's just too late. Open a restaurant, find your way, do a festival in New York. The chances are not good unless you get some deep pockets. So ultimately, we can still be part of this. We can still shape. We can still add color to what's happening here, which is just like an unprecedented opportunity.
Okay, I got two more I want to do. This next one is it's an ode to my mom. And this is like my second time ever performing this. I don't even think my mom has heard this. I wrote it like 4 years ago, but she is by far like my biggest hero. And so, yeah, this song is just about seeing a young single mom like bust her butt to take care of her kids. So, yeah. Shout out to my mom. Hey, if you watch this later on, Mom, just know I love you. Little crib, just enough to keep your kids from the cold. They is cool, I sleep on the floor. Why them bills steady piling, debt collector steady dialing, never answer when they knocking, we just look at the door. I could tell from your 20s, really you done seen plenty, now you 30, and I know that you just looking for more. Got you praying to the man, Lord, praying to the landlord, offer some direction, tell me which way to go. 3 kids, 3 jobs, ain't no daddy home. Say child support is not enough support to lift no child. I remember when I asked you just how much we got. You said, boy, you got it on. Look at your feet right now. That's real talk for a young and naive fellow. You probably saving for a car, and I just wanted mellows. If I knew back then what you paid for that, honestly, I'd probably just tell you take it back. You live and learn. Lessons linger in my subconscious. Consequently, I commend you for that same thing. Because ever since I seen you have to make do, I learned I could do without, long as we maintain. I ain't complain, because you still put some pennies in my pocket so the chain swing, long as I'm on honor roll, long as I don't gangbang. I remember when they pulled us over and the game changed. I know it'll never be the same. 06, when they put you in that cop car, mom racing, can't imagine what you going through. The officer said, if I speak up, you won't go to jail. Guess he didn't know that if you going in, I'm going too. The only way, you still tell me not to worry for nothing, only pray. So I followed all your demonstrations, got me out my situations. I'm trying to learn how to love without limitations, care with caution and proceed with patience. But mama, that's hard. All right, that's it. I want to say this. Y'all are an incredible audience. Like, it ain't no music playing, but y'all listening so intently and like, I don't know, I might do 20 more songs if I'm just kidding. Shout out to my aunt. Everybody makes noise for my aunt right here. This is, come on, don't be shy. Shout out to baby Zuri. Yeah, so I want to do like 1.5/2 more. If that's cool, say yeah. I only heard this side of the room. If that's cool, say yeah. Okay. So this song is it's a love poem. You guys, something that you learned about me based on the first song is I'm broke. Second song, I love my mom, and I'm a hopeless romantic. So whenever you say you met Baang, them are the 3 things you can tell somebody. He loves his mom, he is broke, and he's a hopeless romantic. So This song is about a young lady who I met in college, feeling deep like with, and now we barely speak. So here we go. Back in 2012, where I had saw her first, heaven kissed earth. I think it was a Saturday. Second thought, the way that I was praying to the Creator, singing praises for your angel face, it could have been a Sabbath day. Anyway, campus was so big, me and you were only kids. Come on, who am I kidding? I'll never see you again. Then I found one of your friends fell in favor with my kin. Just by the way the world spins, I'm bound to meet you again. Then redemption came through Bible study. Matthew, Marcus, and Peter were not the only believers. When I seen her, I wasn't trying to study. Look, how about a piece of your time? I've been selective with mine. These other dimes trying to buy it from me. Let's be specific. At this point, I'm wide open and ain't no need for suspicion. Got a word from a bird about the way that you was living, but that bird tried to flutter, so she probably in her feelings while the voice of reason still ringing. At this point, it's so loud, it got my ears bleeding, but ring, ring, when I call, you pick up the phone. I've been alone for too long, trapped all on my own. Plus, we bond over music and tree. I ain't smoked, though. She take a puff and pass it to me. As a joke, though, I just want to give her the world. I was broke, though. One day, I'm going to make you my girl. At least I hope so. Her daddy was a doctor. I'm lying, but he had dope, though. Her brother worked for Pepsi. I'm playing, but he sold Coke. So she knew all about the game and stuff that they was pitching. She said it's no different from the stuff that I be spitting, so I hit her with a written. First time I ever wrote to her. 7th grade tripping. First time I ever spoke to her. Passed a note to her, and she passed it right back. She said, I'm digging your style. Okay, I guess it's like that. You want to be my girl? No, I can't say that. That's too abrasive. I see you seeing me. Come on now, it can't be basic. The opportunity for unity was for the taking. I just got to get it straight. Look, because I don't know what's on your mind. Been trying to do a better job of letting you in on mine. I don't know many things worth having that don't take some time. I don't know many men my age that's trying to settle down. And I don't know any castle that wasn't built up from the ground. We got the foundation. I found when you too patient, you'll be found waiting with a profound statement. If good things come to those who wait, the best things come to those who take. It's all in stride from here on. I never lie from here on. Not to you or myself about the feelings I felt. I can't complain about my hand because of the cards I was dealt. It's something that you can't change. Just keep playing the game. They say a spade is a spade. I call it like I see it. If I call again and you don't return or receive it, I'll assume it wasn't ringing. What can I say, girl? I'm still optimistic. I've been this way since you met me, and I won't change till I'm ready. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Again, I go by the name of Baang. That's Baang with 2 A's. It's an acronym for Believe, Aspire, Achieve, Now Go. You can follow me on all the social platforms at LRBang. I just dropped an album called Wine, Water, and Somebody's Daughter. I think it's pretty good, so wherever you listen to music, you can check it out. Also, I got some merch in the back. So, yeah, I told y'all in that second song that I was broke. I quit my full-time job in May, so make some noise for that. So I'm kind of back in those college years of roughing it. So buy a T-shirt, and yeah, shake my hand. And I appreciate y'all so much for coming. Thank you. Thank y'all so much, for real. We good? Okay. Thank y'all. Yeah. I really appreciate y'all, for real.
Man, thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
This has been great. I love you guys' personal influences and how you guys have deep-rooted mantras that you live by, and the emphasis that you place on this community and wanting to better it, wanting to build it up, and wanting to partake in moving it forward. Thank you again for coming and participating in the Lunch Hour podcast. And unless we have any more questions, I think we're going to end it.
I just have two quick ones. One for each. Where can we find out more about Baang?
There we go.
So, yeah, I'm on all the socials at LRBang. That's Baang with 2 A's. Remember, it's Believe, Aspire, Achieve, Now Go. And I have a website called Love, LOVESTNL, which is also the mantra, stay true, never lie to yourself. And, yeah.
Craftpizza.com. Yeah, FayettevilleRoots.org.
There you go.
I guess one last question, too.
Yeah.
What else is coming up next for y'all? I know you've just released an album.
Yep.
And it seems like you might be teasing another one soon.
Wine, Water, and Somebody's Daughter is out now. The end. Did a good job off the cuff too.
I can talk.
Yeah.